My first figure from Toys Buying Agent. Let's crack this baby open and get him in the collection. Welcome to Mando Collectables. So here's this week's figure unboxing, and this is TMS 028. This is the Tusken Raider 1/6 scale figure, and this is a fantastic figure. Glad I got this figure at last, and for two reasons. One, this of course can fit into your Mandalorian line, and then secondly, it can fit also into your original trilogy line. So really happy to have it. And just a quick thanks to two guys out there giving me some advice on where to get the figures from. And this guy come from Toys Buying Agent. I will be getting my future purchases from there. Really fast turnaround, ordered and delivered within 7 days. So anything I get in the future, apart from what I've pre-ordered from Sideshow, which is quite a few, I'll be getting from Toys Buying Agent. Now, before we take a look at the box, this will be the last video I'll be doing. No, not of actually videos, but where I'm actually filming these videos, because yes, the inevitables happened, and as you can see, I balanced it on my staircase, and there you have it. The box fell off and I've damaged the box. So lesson learned, it won't be happening ever again. So this will be the last time. So let's take a look at the box, and as you can see on the front, of course, the Tusken Raider himself, and he looks pretty damn awesome. I've heard a lot of people saying that, of course, he looks a bit too clean, but we shall see when we open the box. So, very slowly, I'll turn it around and hold it from the top now. We can see, of course, the beginning of the band. And there we have the Tusken Raider himself. And then, of course, around the bottom, follows through. And then another dynamic pose of the Tusken Raider. Then finally, at the side, yet again, a little bit of information, obviously, of the figure itself. And then last but not least, the back. And then you got all the ifs, whys and whats on the back. So there we have it. There is the outer packaging. Now, unfortunately, damaged packaging due to my stupidity of the 1/6 scale Tusken Raider. So what we'll do, we'll open him up, take a look at the inlay card, get him off this staircase, and never to stick a figure on here ever again. So here's the inlay card, and the figure looks pretty impressive. I could understand what people are saying about his outer coat looking a bit clean. But as I say, this is just pictures that have been taken. It's probably been taken with a really bright light setting. So we'll just take a look at the figure and make our own minds up, to be honest. But personally, it looks pretty impressive. Pretty standard pose, I'd expect. But certainly won't be doing that pose myself. But love the inlay card. Figure looks very impressive. So let's get this figure out and take a look at all the accessories. And then finally the figure, pose him, and then get him into the collection. Okay, so here's the accessories for the Tusken Raider. And there's quite a bit. So we'll start with, of course, this little packet here, which I haven't taken them out. There's 6 extra hands and an extra bandolier, just in case you want to stick another one across his chest. Then we have, of course, the iconic sand base, but for a change, it actually serves the purpose, because it actually is the purpose for the Tusken Raider, being a sandy base for a change. Very happy to have that one. And then next we have, of course, the binoculars, and these are very quite detailed. I do like the look of these. They are really, really quite good and weathered. So very, very happy with them. Then next we have this little item, which is like the offering that it was offered in the Mandalorian with some disgusting black juice in it. But I won't be using that. Then next we have, of course, the 2 gaffy sticks, and these things are huge. Let's try and get a close-up of this one. But as you can see, the detail and the wood effect of these are very, very nice. But they are very large, and you can see very sharp also as well. So be very careful handling these things. Don't get falling over with one, I'm telling you that much. But anyway, regardless of that, there's the first one, and it looks pretty impressive. And then the next one I really don't recognise, unless this is just part of the Mandalorian. But yet again, detail on this, very, very good. Not enough weathering to be honest. I thought it'd have been a bit more weathered. But regardless, still yet another dangerous head on the top there. Sorry about the blurred out. But absolutely fantastic looking gaffy sticks. And then finally, we have the gun. And the gun is absolutely huge. But detail on this is very, very nice indeed. Really, really is quite nice. As you can see, it's a very, very long rifle. But let's turn it round. But overall, very, very impressed with this rifle. And I think it's one item I will be using in the actual setup when I pose him. So there we have it, guys. There's all the Tusken Raider accessories. So we're going to move on to the figure, check the figure out, and then get him posed up and then stick him in the collection. So here is the figure himself. This is the Tusken Raider. And as you can see, he's just straight out of the box pose. But we'll move in closer. And firstly, we'll just take a look at his head. And the detail on his head is pretty fantastic. Now, this is obviously just moulded. This is an actual, like, strips of material. But it does give the effect. And it does look very, very impressive. I've got to admit that. But, yeah, very happy with the head sculpt. Would have been interesting to see how they could have done it if they did make it actually material. But regardless, still very happy with that. Moving down, of course, then we have this strange, I think this is kind of the breathing apparatus for them. And then we have, of course, the two bandoliers, which you can actually interchange and put another one of these on if you do desire to. Then we have, of course, another utility belt around his waist. Then moving down, as you can see, is like inner and his jacket material. Now, obviously, it could have been a bit more weathered. It's not weathered enough, to be honest with you. And if I had the skills to do it, I'd do it myself. But regardless of that, I'm still happy with it. You know, it still looks kind of like, you know, as you can see, used and as it's meant to look. But it's just not weathered enough, which is a shame, really. But moving over and round to his arms, yet again, the material is actually... Oh, now, this is actual material, the arms, and interlinking into the hands. This is proper material, which is really quite good. And I do like the way they've done the hands this time around. We just click them on from the wrist, which is quite good. But yet again, same around this section. Same also this side with the proper material on the arms. Now, going down to the boots. Now, it's a shame. The boots are, yet again, these are just standard moulded boots, but still look very impressive and quite detailed. So really happy with the boots, but no split heel, so you can't really give him any really dynamic poses, which is a shame. But we'll move back and we'll just take a look at the back of him, which is not a lot to show, of course, just his coat. Now, this coat is, as far as I know, it is wired. On the sides here, so you can obviously move it around and pose it to whichever way you desire. So that looks pretty impressive. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with this character and the actual figure itself. Of course, as I say, the weathering could have been a bit better, but regardless, he's still an awesome looking figure. Really quite detailed, especially on the head sculpt, and I'm impressed with the proper material on the hands and the arms section. But yeah, overall, great figure. So let's get this bad boy posed up and then get him into the collection. And here's the Tusken Raider fully posed up, looking pretty awesome. Holding his gaffy stick in the air, I couldn't resist that pose. But I also added his rifle. And overall, really, really happy with this figure. Absolutely fantastic figure added to the Mandalorian collection. Word of warning though, I was taking his hand off and the pin broke. These connections between the hand and the arm are very tight and the pins aren't as durable or as like tough as I thought. So I broke one in the process, unfortunately. So I managed to fix it and get a new hand on. But overall, apart from that, very happy with the overall look of this Tusken Raider. As I say, he's got his wired cape, so it's like blowing in the sandy wind sort of thing. And yeah, well happy with him. awesome pose, and another fantastic figure I'm now going to be adding to the Mandalorian collection. There he is holding his rifle, and absolutely awesome, fantastic figure. So there he is, another fantastic Mandalorian figure to add to the collection, or in somebody's case, an original figure trilogy to add to their collection. So let's get this fantastic figure added into my Mandalorian collection. So there is the Tusken Raider added to the collection. Really looking awesome there in his pose. And as you can see, I've just got him standing behind the Scout Trooper and the speeder bike. They look absolutely fantastic together, they do. But really happy to add him to the collection at last. So there he is, guys. That's my Tusken Raider 1/6 scale figure. And I will soon be giving you an overview of what I've picked up over the last few months, which has been quite a bit. That'll be another video coming soon. But still a couple of more figures before we do that. So there you have it, guys. A great figure added to the collection. So there we have it, yet another absolutely fantastic figure added to my Mandalorian collection. And that is, of course, the Tusken Raider. Absolutely awesome figure. Couldn't be happier with him. And definitely one you need to add to your Mandalorian collection / original trilogy. Yes, he could have been a little bit dirtied and a bit more weathered, but overall, I'm really happy with him. The detail on him is fantastic. And another great addition to my collection. Anyway, I'm really happy with him. So, as you can see, the shelves are building up quite nicely, and I am running out of room. So thankfully, there's only going to be a couple of more figures this year to add to the collection. And as I said previously, I will do an overall just overview of what I picked up and a few other items that I picked up during this year as well. That will probably be towards the end of the year, that video. But as per usual, absolutely love that figure. Great to add him to their collection. And that's it, guys. Another video done and dusted. But before I leave, I just want to say thank you to the many new subscribers that I've had over the past few weeks. Thanks for joining Mando Collectables. Hope you enjoy the future content that I bring you. And as per usual, please do leave a comment. Please do leave a thumbs up. And of course, if you like what you see and you want to see some more future content, please do subscribe. But remember, only if you want to. I'll catch you in the next video.